Hello, everybody. I am here for the Art Journal Advent Day 24, and the prompt for today is your word for 2025. I don't know if you do that, if you select a word that kind of sets a tone for your year. This year, my word was hope, and I have a intent bracelet that I've worn all year, and you can see that it's got the word hope. For 2025, my word is light. I have not yet received my bracelet, but I have ordered it, and it is in the mail, so we'll see when it gets here. So I have stamped the word light on this piece of sheet music, which was one of the scraps that I had left from another project. And this particular one has, "Oh, come, let us adore him." And that's what I want to do with my life, is to adore him and to sing his praise. So that's my word, and I'm going to put it down right here. And I think I'm going to get some matte medium out of this big jar. And I'm going to put a little bit here. I'm going to take a scraping tool, which is just a card. This is an old debit card that's expired. So I'm going to put that down. Needs to go all the way across. And I'm going to put this down and put some matte medium over top of it. That way, the colors that I put in won't move. My word light is moving, however, because I used a distress stamp pad, but it's still legible, so I'm going to leave it just like it is. All right, so I'm going to put the matte medium away. I don't think I need that again. And my thought process in picking a word for this year was there seems to be so much darkness in the world, and what I want is for myself is to be a light. And I have selected a lighthouse. And one of the things I was thinking about was the fact that you cannot have light without some light source, some energy source. And for me, that energy source is Christ. And I know that he was I think it's well known that he was not born on December 25th. That the weather would have been such that the shepherds would not have been out in the storm. In the weather, it would have been way too cold for them. I kind of want this here. That he probably was born more like in September, October, something like that. But it isn't important that we know the exact day when he was born. And in fact, the fact that he was born has no significance to us without the crucifixion and the resurrection. So we celebrate this. We celebrate Easter. And so that was just kind of my thought process when I was deciding what to do. Okay, so this lighthouse, it's a beacon of light in to those that are traveling on the ocean so that they don't hit a rock. So we need that light source. We need something to guide us. And this lighthouse says, you know, I have a reference photo that I got from Pixabay. It's Pixabay that I told you about before, that has all kinds of duty-free, copyright-free photos of virtually everything you can think of, and multiples of those. So you can download them and use them as reference photos, or you can, you know, just bring them down on your phone and capture the photo to use as a reference. This is not exact what I'm doing here, but close enough. And there's some windows here. Someone has to tend the lighthouse to make sure the light doesn't go out. And perhaps the person is in there actually watching ships move toward them, and they can know that the ship is safe from going ashore and hitting the rocks. And this lighthouse has got it's actually out in the water a bit. There is obviously a way for the person who's attending the lighthouse can walk to it, but this pencil does not have an eraser. Because it, you know, needs to be able to get to it, but it's kind of out into the water. There are rocks here, and there are rocks all the way down and around. Okay, so that's kind of what I've got. Now, this photograph is basically, I hope I have water, I do, of a sun, what appears to be a sunset in a storm. And a storm, when there is a storm, it's really important that the ships be able to see where, you know, be safe so they can see where the land is and that they won't run into it. Now, this lighthouse, oddly enough, looks a little bit pink. I'm not sure if that's the sky or what, but we're going to take a little bit of pink. Not that dense, but I'll put a little bit of, not green, pink. I'm just going to put a little bit of it on here. It maybe is more a coral sort of color. I don't know if that's the actual color or if it's the sky that's influencing that color. There's some windows, which I did not include in my sketch. What I'd do with my pencil. There it is. There are some windows so that when, I'm assuming there are stairs that go up to the top, so that as they're going up, they can see out. They can see out. There probably are some on the other side too, as well. Okay, there's the pink. I'm going to put a little bit of yellow. And the windows themselves are even more, I mean, they're pretty much yellow. And then the top is gray, which I don't have out here. Oh, you know, maybe I do. Maybe I have a Payne's gray. So I can do a light shade of gray. The bottom part of this is darker. I don't know if you all care what I'm doing or not, but I hope you enjoy this discussion here. Okay, so that's dark, and it goes all the way out. And then the top part is a lighter gray. I'm going to take some of the water off so maybe I can get a few swipes of gray, of Payne's gray, and wet it. If I can find a brush. And there is just a wire that goes around the you know, whatever the light source is. I'm not sure, bulb or what you would call it. And the light, which I'm gonna make yellow, if I can find it. What did I do with it? There it is. All right, so I'm gonna make the bulb. Yellow. And out from that, you know, just a layer of light. I mean, the whole thing is, intent is for it to light up enough to where the ships can see it. This photograph actually had a ship in it, but I, you know, don't want to draw that because you know, I wanted to get just the part of the light itself. Okay. Now I need to do something about that sky. There's a lot of gray in it. This, you can see where the sunset, and then the clouds above it. I'm just going to put some scribbles, and I'll go back and hit some water. I don't want my picture to go away yet. Okay, I want a bigger brush. Okay, I'll put a little bit of blue. And then move it around. kind of covered that up. Let's make it a little bit more prominent there. And the top part of the lighthouse is also gray. There's some pink in the sky. I'm going to avoid scribbling with the gray because you can't hardly get rid of it with scribble lines. Okay. Too many implements out here. Pencils, pens, brushes, and I'm losing everything. Now there's water here, and then of course the rocks, and the rocks are browner than, grayer than, they're dark gray. The rocks here. Just using the side of this pencil. Okay, then the ocean itself is mostly gray with some white caps on it. Okay, I want to darken the horizon a bit. Put a little more yellow here. And there's a yellow streak coming up through that dark cloud. All right, so now I want to darken the lighthouse itself. And what do I want to do? Well, looking for, there it is. Okay, my pencil. Now that that's kind of dry, I'm going to put on a little more light yellow for the light. Let me give this a dry. Shouldn't take but a minute. I think I need some white. And this is that P.H. Martin lead proof white, which is almost always stuck, but I can manage to get it out. So let's see, what size brush do I want? I don't want, maybe this one. This is a 4, I believe. Oh, I've got so much paint. Yes, it is a 4. So I'm gonna make some little white caps out here. There's one right there. There's a big one right here. It goes all the way up and touches the rocks. There are a few out in this part, just reflections and okay, I'm looking for my dog. Managed to get it off, but now I can't find it. Oh, there it is. Okay. see if I can. I've got this paper so wet. I don't want to tear it. All right, not exactly in proportion. This really should be tall, either this smaller or this taller. But it is what it is, and I'm going to live with it. So, I've been thinking about what I'm going to do on the cover, and I have this idea. I'm not sure what I'm doing here, but I've had this idea. I talked in the beginning about how this resembles a wreath. And I'm going to paint that to make it look more like a wreath. I've already got ribbon in it, and I'm going to attach it in the back. I also have this affirmation card that I made that I'm going to put on the front of the book. It says, "You are greatly loved," and that's kind of what this season is all about, is how much God loved us, that He sent His Son. And he died. He was born, traveled with his followers and his friends. They were his friends, and he was crucified. He died and was buried, and he rose again. So you are greatly loved. And this will wrap around and go underneath the tag. The tag will be glued. I think it's going to be glued. No, I think I'm going to sew it so that you can lift it up, and I may have to do something on that side. And then I need to figure out what I'm going to do here. But at any rate, now that I've told you all that, when I finish the cover, tomorrow is Christmas, so I don't know what my day is going to look like. I have adult sons, and one of them is living with me right now, and so I don't really know what my Christmas day is going to look like. But if I do, well, now what I'm going to do here is I'm going to have some white paint. Okay, so I want to thank you for joining me today. And like I said, I'm not sure I'll be painting tomorrow, but maybe. I'm going to work on the cover, and when all is finished, I will do a flip through for you. And I want to thank you for sticking this out with me, and I hope you have a Merry Christmas, a Happy Hanukkah, and know that you definitely are greatly loved. Thank you all, and I'll see you in a few days.